The best time for a woman to get into a relationship is when she's young. What type of man should she get? She should get a young, godly man when she's about between the ages of 17 to 21. That way she'll be able to find a man that's, if he's already into church. 'Cause when I was in the church coming up, on my own, I was in the church. Now, I wasn't forced by my parents or nothing like that. But while I was in the church, I noticed that it was a lot of what women would say nice looking guys that's already looking for God, already trying to get to know God on their own. They not being forced. They not, and they young and they look decent. And these guys was going after girls that was, they was giving women chances that because they was looking more so at the, even though they was young, very young, they was looking at, they still knew to choose a woman based on her virtuous nature. Not perfection, but the fact that the woman was going to church and she was installed with certain morals and stuff, and she believed in certain morals. He was like, hey, ain't no need to, then you young, you want to have sex. So, like, hey, me and her cool, we get to talking, let's get married early so we can have sex and won't be sinning. So a lot of guys that's really in the church, especially if they born into a mother and father household, they get married early. And the best time for a woman to get married is when she's young, to a godly man that's in church. That saves her from getting ran through, from trying to meet a guy meet a guy that's ungodly because he making what they think is a lot of money, $100,000 a year or so. And they skipping because they don't realize that just because somebody make money, that don't have nothing to do with who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to do with their heart. How much of a heart they got, how sensitive they are to the human conditions, how sympathetic they are, how much compassion they have for a child, an old person, or a sickly person, or a poor person. So you can get with a guy based on just a lot of women nowadays, the first thing they ask men is what they do for a living. Many of you guys probably been asked that. You trying to get to know a female, yeah, you're attracted to her because that's what, you're normally attracted. People should normally be naturally attracted to people. You shouldn't be turned off because of what a person don't have. If you should be turned off by a person by their heart, by their attitude or their unreasonable nature, those are things to get turned off by. If they trifling or just disgusting, yes. But if you're dealing with somebody who just, they don't have something, you don't know why they don't have it. You've been struggling, just God may not want them to have something at that time. Maybe God sent you there in their life so you can grow with them. And you guys can build together. And when you build together, together y'all stronger. So you got to always look in. When you're dealing with people, you got to always ask yourself, how can I help this person? How can I help this person? Not how can I take from this person. Or this person, if they don't have this, they're not special enough. They're not special enough to get with me if I don't have this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times women don't understand as they get older, they're going to collect more baggage, more mental baggage. And as they collect more emotional and mental baggage from dealing with and downloading all of the conversations from guys that's ungodly, be careful what you let go into your ears, women and men, because this information can take a toll of you, and if your mind not strong enough, it can alter your decision making, having you choose people and be around people, relationships, friendships for the wrong reason. And then time is going fast, and we're not going to look any better. I don't care how much plastic surgery you get, unless they come up with some kind of regeneration serum or something when you regenerate and your skin started going in reverse and looking young. But I'm telling you, the best time for a woman to get a man is when she's young, between the ages of 17 to 21. And get a godly man, a man that, and then appreciate him. So many women get great men and get good men, but they don't appreciate them. They say, "Oh, I know," and they try to use his holiness or his God, even though he's not perfect. Nobody perfect. The preacher not perfect. God ain't used nobody in the Bible that was perfect. So even though a lot of women end up getting a good man, but then they end up trying to use his holiness against him. Well, you know, God don't want you. He wouldn't want you. God wouldn't want you to, act like that. What would God say if you don't give your wife? So they use that to control him. A lot of times, people try to use what means the most to you to control you. A lot of times, people try to use that what means the most to you to control you. So you got to be careful with that. And men will always be able to get younger women. Men will always be able to get younger women, So men will always be able to get younger women. So women should always try to get a man while they're young, because most of the time a man 40, 50 can still get a 20-year-old. Whether her family approve of it or not, she's old enough to really choose her own way. But a lot of guys, even in ancient times, no man really got older wives because they always wanted to multiply and procreate. They didn't want to have no problems with birth because she was of age. Oh, I got to get a woman this age because this woman not mature and all that. They didn't look at it like that. I know a lot of people, thousands of people. I have consultations with thousands of people, and I'm here. I'll be the first to tell you that maturity, it don't matter of the age. You know what I'm saying? Once a person, I've learned stuff, but I've been pretty much the same person ever since I was little. I've been pretty much the same person. I just got older. I got learned better ways to express myself and have a little more patience and more wisdom, but I'm still the same person. At the end of the day, it's all about the person. That mature stuff, man, that word is overrated, because it's a lot of women that think like this. They think like a lot of women they got PhDs and they considered important in society or special, and they got some of the most more immature ways than a girl 15, 16, 17. So it's not about men was dealing with young women. For America, the only people that stopped it, but men all over the world for thousands of years always had young wives. They never had wives that was 30, 40, 50 and up. Unless they was naturally was just that's how long they've been with them. But ladies, get you a man that's in the church. Appreciate that man that's in the church. Cater to that man, love that man, sacrifice for that man, because he's going to do it for you. Because once a man chooses to be in God, whether he's been in the church all his life or just recently started, it's a natural nature for him to treat you good and appreciate you. But if he's wise enough, he's not going to allow you to misuse his niceness for weakness or try to control him with his religion. Because God will give him wisdom to leave you, or to realize that, tell you or pray that you stop that. And you don't want God get in that, to try to correct something like that when a man is doing God's work. You got to appreciate him and let him do God's work and help him do God's work. Because other than that, God will remove you out of a person's life a godly person's life, if you don't appreciate them. So I'm here to let you know right now. Get a man while you're young. If you are older and you don't have a man, if you are over 25 and don't have a man because you've been trying to get yourself together and you want to get yourself together and find yourself before you get a man, and in the process of finding yourself, you've been getting or you've been going under your bed and getting them toys. So you still have been punctured. So if you've been getting to know yourself and getting punctured, directly or indirectly, then you still can be used up by toys, sexual toys, because you chose to choose a life of this, a life of that, instead of just a man won't hurt your life. You can still get your PhD and your education. You know, it won't hurt your life. It can only help it. If you work together, you can do anything, especially if God is in the midst of your relationship. Anyway, I'm Allan Williams, the Reallionaire. I love y'all. Press the like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell. The next video is directly for you. Yeah, you. Don't look around. No. I'm talking about you. I love you, but Jesus love you more. Reallionaire Nation, we out.